Now, if you didn't know, I like Fire Emblem quite a bit. I haven't played every single game in the series, but the ones I did play through were all enjoyable. So when Fire Emblem Heroes was announced, I was pretty excited to get my hands on it and see what a mobile Fire Emblem experience could be like. See, the concept of Fire Emblem, purely going on a gameplay basis, is very simple and yields itself well to a mobile installment. I'm just surprised this didn't happen sooner, but I'm glad it exists now because I really like it actually. Granted, there are flaws, which I'll be getting into later, but overall I think it's pretty decent. It's good for Fire Emblem fans, casual players, and even people getting into the series. For the unversed, Fire Emblem is a strategy game where you move your own units to try to attack enemy units. Moving your units around in an attempt to defeat the enemy often requires a bit of strategy and careful thinking. That's really where the great fun of Fire Emblem comes in. It's fun to try to rout the enemy when you're faced with a challenging situation or something. In Fire Emblem Heroes on iOS or Android, it works in pretty much the same way. You move your units with your finger and try not to get defeated yourself. Like I said, the gameplay is pretty simple and something really anybody can get into. This is an enjoyable game to play between class periods and during lunch, if you don't have anybody to socialize with, like me. I have to give Nintendo props for making a mobile game that's accessible, free, and fun to play overall. I would even go as far to say that this is by far the best mobile game they've put out so far. Plus, I actually feel like I'm going to play more of Fire Emblem Heroes, unlike Super Mario Run. Now, let's get into some criticism. So, the game itself is pretty basic. The maps are nothing too thought-provoking or interesting, and most of the time you just need to overpower the enemy rather than devise tactics to outsmart them. Sure, you could make the argument that since this is a mobile Fire Emblem game, I shouldn't be expecting the same quality standard that I would get on a console Fire Emblem game or a handheld one. And yeah, that's true. Like I said, Fire Emblem Heroes is good. It works for what it is. But it's nothing great, outstanding, or amazing. If you're going into this game expecting the gameplay of Fire Emblem Fates or something else, you will not find a grand story. You will not find the same level of strategy present in other Fire Emblem games. When you look at Fire Emblem Heroes for what it is, it's a free game to invest some time into when you have some free time. That being said, I still think Fire Emblem Heroes is great for Fire Emblem fans. There's quite a bit of fan service here in the way that you can see your favorite characters from the franchise in one small group. Collecting all of these heroes that you might have played with throughout the whole entirety of the Fire Emblem franchise is something I imagine fans will really get a kick out of. Not to mention the music from the previous games also being employed. Even if you're someone who doesn't know anything about Fire Emblem, this is still a game you can get into and have fun with. The biggest and really only issue I have with this game is something that's pretty common with every other mobile game on the market. Yes, oh yes, the stamina system. I love having to wait to play a game that I really want to play. Oh, wait, if you don't want to wait around, you can pay with microtransactions. Haha, wow. You could excuse this and say every game on the mobile market does this. And honestly, if I could pay a fixed rate to just have the unlimited Fire Emblem Heroes experience, I would. I hate the stamina system so much because it hinders this fun, accessible game. I know there's nothing Nintendo can probably do to get rid of that flaw, but it's something worth noting nonetheless. Oh, and I also forgot to mention the presentation, specifically the inconsistent art style at times. It's actually kind of funny, not really a flaw, just something worth noting. So overall, I enjoyed Fire Emblem Heroes. If you have the time or drive to play this game, then I'd say try it out. It is free, so it doesn't hurt to try. I just wouldn't recommend spending a lot on microtransactions or anything. And it's not like I can recommend you wait for a price drop or sale, now can I? As always, if you disagree or agree with me, let me know in the comment section below. Thank you so much for watching and take care. Have a wonderful day and goodbye.